Welcome back to Getting It Right. We're coming from Headlam Hall again. What a lovely location.
Fabulous.
It's wonderful. Lovely to see you two. I'm going to get on to you in a moment. Don't forget, play along at home. This is Getting It Right, the Antiques Game Show, where it's designed for you. So make some comments, answer the questions, let us know how well you do to compare to today's contestants. I think you're going to do remarkably well myself. But anyway, and David and I will pick a couple of people at random and you will get one of my history books wherever you live in the world, whether you want one or not. Right, let's meet today's contestants. So first of all, we have Catherine. Catherine, tell us all about you.
I'm Catherine Ashton. I live in Linthorpe, Middlesbrough, originally from Sunderland.
Right.
Lived 20 years in India.
Did you?
Came back, yes.
What were you doing in India?
Well, my first husband was Indian.
Right.
So we met in London and then we ended up moving out to India.
Wow.
And I love it. So
Yeah.
my children are still there, so I fly.
Wow. And what were you doing in
backwards and
India?
I ran preschools and childcare.
Oh, how
centres.
interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. We do get interesting contestants on Getting It Right. I know, we do. I don't know how, but we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but happy in England?
Oh, love it.
Yes.
Especially, the northeast.
You do love the
best.
northeast?
Yes.
Big up the
yes.
northeast of England?
Yes,
Good.
definitely, yes.
Brilliant. And what do you do for fun?
I have an MGB GT classic car, which
Brilliant.
takes all my money,
Yes.
all my time,
Yes.
and that is what I do.
That's your
for fun.
hobby?
Yes, that's my hobby.
Oh, what a lovely hobby.
Thank
And
you.
what do you do for a living?
I am sort of retired
Sort of
now.
retired, I'd take
A
early
gentleman-
retirement? Yeah.
I'd say the equivalent of a gentleman of leisure.
Okay.
A gentlewoman of leisure.
Okay. A lady who lunches.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. And so the MG is your passion and your hobby.
Yes.
This, I assume, is your husband, Colin.
It is.
Right? Is he a passion and a hobby as well?
Oh, absolutely.
hobby, I
100%. He's a work in progress.
Is he? Colin, tell us all about you.
Colin,
Yeah.
also live in Middlesbrough, same place
Yes.
as she does.
Yes.
Retired, used to work for Ofsted.
Right. And what do you do for fun?
I don't have a great deal of time for fun, sorry. I read, I'm really into military history.
Okay.
I even paint and collect toy soldiers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but apart from that, I don't know. I seem to fill my day.
Yeah, you do. And a lovely coloured shirt as well, I've got to say.
Well,
very stylish shirt.
very nice.
I like that
Yeah.
shirt.
It's very
Yeah,
I'd
well,
wear that
I'm
shirt.
flattered that you sort of take after me.
I do. Look at this.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like we called each other. Hi, Colin, what are you wearing today? Well, I'm going to wear a waistcoat and a flowery shirt. Me too. We didn't do that. It's just a coincidence.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, actually.
I drew the line at wild coloured trousers.
Well, you've got it. Honestly, it'll change your life, Colin. Mark my words. It will change your
In a
life.
good way?
No, not necessarily in a good way. Now, married couples, we love married couples on Getting It Right because we love to try and make them fall out if we can, don't we? Because, just because we're that kind of people. Are you
Right.
competitive?
I am.
You're good. Colin?
Yes.
Good! Marvellous. Let's then
Except-
get playing. Except what?
Except when it's politically expedient not to be,
Oh,
as
right.
in, no.
Okay, right, okay. To see where this is going, I think.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, don't forget, play along at home. Let's play round one. Come on in, glamorous assistant. Way. Right.
Slow down.
She's very eager. She's always eager. She's eager to go
She
home.
starts off at quite a pace.
She does. She never walks, she runs everywhere.
Yeah,
She
really?
does, yeah. Right, okay, and I think this one to Colin, please. Okay, Colin, you've seen the show, I'm assuming. Please say you have.
I watched 5 minutes on the toilet this morning.
Deduct a point. Well, hang on a minute. This thing, whatever it is, Colin's going to tell us, is blending in with your shirt.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right, Colin, it's all about you. Your
Yeah,
lovely
okay.
wife cannot get involved. Tell us what it is, who made it, when, why, and what's it made from.
Right, well, it's some sort of pouring vessel. Maybe a coffee pot? I don't know.
What's it made from?
It's made of china, porcelain. No, it's not porcelain, it's just some sort of china or pot. I'm not really an expert on anything to do with.
When was it made?
I would say, 1800s, early 1800s.
Okay, and you say it's for pouring what? Coffee?
Coffee. I think it's a coffee pot.
Okay, where was it made?
China.
You think it's made in China? Why do you say China?
I don't know. In fact, no, it's not China at all.
Well, make your mind up.
No, I'll go with China.
You're going to go with China?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Chinese. It's about early 1800s, did he say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a coffee pot. Happy with that?
No.
No?
There you go.
Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, Catherine, over to you.
Okay.
Colin can't interrupt you. I'm sure he doesn't.
I never.
Oh, he never does.
What did he get right? What did he get wrong?
Well, I think he got right what it's made out of.
Which is what? You weren't listening.
Porcelain.
Okay,
Or he said China.
yeah.
It's got a very lovely, interesting top here to allow, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, let's have a close look at that. What is that for, do you think?
Is it to let steam out? Let
Okay.
it cool?
He's writing. Okay, when was it made?
I would say it was made in China.
From China.
From
Yeah.
China. It's got gilts, export market, tea, although it's very unusual.
Is it hand painted or transfer printed?
That's
Aha.
an interesting one.
Thank you very much.
I would say it's hand painted.
Okay, enough information, David, so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking.
Is
Okay.
he not writing down
No, he's-
what I'm
he's-
I can only
saying?
write down there's things to write
So-
down.
Right, anything else to add to try and win some points?
To win some points.
No?
No.
No, okay, put it down. That's fine.
Right,
Thank you very much,
okay.
David. Over to you. What is it? Who gets any points, if any?
It's a chocolate pot.
Chocolate.
Oh!
Yeah, now you know.
Right.
Dates to the middle of the 18th century.
Wow,
Right.
1750.
1760.
Gosh.
Unmarked, but Meissen.
Right.
Meissen.
Meissen.
Wow.
Oh, wouldn't have
It
guessed.
probably has been marked with the underglazed cross swords on the bottom, but they've worn off. Because
Okay.
the base isn't glazed. Decoration, it's actually Japanese-inspired decoration, what we often call kakiemon.
Yeah.
Right.
Meissen did a lot of that in the 18th
Okay.
century. So lovely, lovely thing.
A real fine
Lovely
thing,
thing.
And
isn't
it's
it?
got
Okay.
no damage at all.
Yeah,
No.
it's in good order.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
order. Okay, so points awarded then, David. Who got it right? Who got it wrong?
2 to Catherine, 1 to Colin.
Why?
They both mentioned china and porcelain, so
Yeah.
let them have one each for that.
Yeah.
And then Catherine said it was hand painted as well.
Okay, so 2 to Catherine, 1 to Colin. That's a good start, a very good start. Let us know how close you got to that description.
Yeah.
Did you spot it as a chocolate pot? That's really quite interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No.
Chocolate in those days was very expensive, like tea.
Yeah.
It's a real glamorous sort of thing, wasn't it,
It was.
to enjoy? Okay, so this now is the valuation round. Let us know how much you think it's worth. Now you know exactly what it is. So Colin and Catherine, pick up your cards and your pens. What is it worth? One figure. Are you going to sell it in auction? Or have you sold it?
We're selling it.
You're selling it. Okay, so you're going to go like mid-estimate?
Mid-estimate.
Mid-estimate, okay. David's about to sell it in one of his auctions. What is it worth? What's your figure?
Sorry, there.
£300. £300, Catherine. Colin goes all out, £950. David Elstop.
Colin wins.
Colin wins!
No!
£1,000.
Whoa! Give Colin a round of applause. Well done, Colin. Aye, look at that smug look on his
Well,
face.
there's a price on.
Right, at the end then of round 1, we've got Catherine on 2, and we've got Colin on 2. We're going to have a big fallout, big time. Come back for round 2. And welcome back to round 2. Glamorous assistant, what do we have?
Getting faster.
She is getting faster. It's lunchtime.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yeah. Can you see? Yeah, brilliant. And this time to Catherine, please. Right, Catherine.
Oh,
You know what you have to do. Colin can't say a word. What is this object? When was it made? Who made it? What is it made from? And why was it made?
Okay, well, first of all, it's made of wood, beautiful. Beautiful inlay on the lid. It must have been for something valuable to have such a beautiful box. I don't think it's mahogany, I think it's some other wood. It's got little beads inside, looks like a sort of,
Let's hold it there, let's have a look.
yeah.
Well, why are the beads in there? Why do you think?
Well, is it a puzzle?
Oh,
Like a
oh,
game?
he's not writing, I thought he would be, but okay.
Yeah.
Right. And when was it made?
I would have said this was Georgian.
Georgian, so what?
So
Georgian's a big period.
pre-1800, okay.
Just to be clever, 1714 to
1800.
1830. Okay, 1800, George
Yeah.
III.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Enough information so far?
Yeah.
Okay, now over to Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Colin,
Yeah.
what did your lovely wife get right? What did she get wrong? Speak as you think.
She got everything right, of course.
Oh, of course she did. You know where you.
It's wooden,
Yeah.
from a tree. I don't know what kind of tree. Yeah, I think it's some sort of puzzle,
Okay.
if only because it could be used as a puzzle now, certainly.
Yeah. When was it made?
I'm
What
just-
date is it? What date, Colin, would you
What
think?
day? I would say sort of probably about 1850.
1850?
Yeah.
Okay, slightly different
Sorry.
to what? That's good. We're
Yeah.
making a game of this one, David.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it's British, English, or
Well,
European.
take us
I'll say
now.
it's
Where was it
European.
made?
European.
European.
It's European.
And Catherine, over to you. Where was it made?
I would say English.
English. Okay, enough information for now?
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought. David Elstob, what is it? Who got it right, who got it wrong?
So it's a Victorian puzzle, and they're called Pigs in Clover.
Oh.
Pigs in clover.
If you
Why?
look in- there's a very good reference book on treeing by Pinto, and he calls them pigs in clover. I
Why?
don't know. It must, because it's a maze game.
Right.
It must relate to kind of getting those balls around and into the. If you notice the piece in the middle's under cover,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I think the aim of the game is to get them all.
In here.
So to get the pigs in the
In-
hole.
yeah.
Pigs in clover. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Alex, Colin said about 1850, which I'll
Yeah.
give a point for. It is going to be kind of mid-19th century.
Now, this is amazing to me because today kids are on their, the game, I say Game Boys, that's from the 1990s, isn't it? But computer games,
Yeah.
this is the equivalent of computer game, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
it's lovely.
It's absolutely, it's so
beautiful.
tactile,
Yeah.
isn't it? Let me just touch that wood.
I think it's a
absolutely
fruit wood.
Fruit wood.
Yeah.
One of the fruit woods, but
Okay, and so a nice indigenous wood.
Yeah.
And is it English?
I'd say English.
I'd say English. Okay, so point-wise, who gets what?
2 each.
2 each.
Yeah.
Why? Catherine first.
Both said, Catherine said puzzle and English. Colin said puzzle and got the day right.
Okay, very well done. Okay, give him a round of applause. Well, I never. After that, we've got Catherine on 4 and we've got Colin on 4. But this is the valuation round where one of them is definitely going to take the lead. I love this. Okay, grab your pens and cards. David, have you sold it or about to sell it?
Okay, so
About to sell. It's going into auction.
Oh, gosh.
How much is it worth? One figure. Would you have this? I would. I would love
Yeah.
to. I'd
Oh,
love
it's
to have
lovely.
it. It's just you have people around for dinner.
Yeah,
You
it's
could
fun.
literally play the game. What is this? It's just a fun thing.
Mm.
Okay, so we'll go. You're looking pretty confident, I think. What have we got?
150.
£150, Colin.
48.
48. Where did you get 48? Where'd you get 48 pounds from?
My age.
Okay,
And the rest.
David, awards and points. Who got it right?
Colin,
Colin got it right. How much?
£70 is it?
£70. Well done. Give him a round of applause. Didn't you do well? Well done, Colin. You're in all sorts of trouble.
Absolutely.
Okay, then at the end of round 2, we've got Colin on 5 points, romping ahead, and Catherine on 4. But don't worry, there's still plenty of room to catch up. Come back for tea and history. Right, welcome back to Tea and History. This is where you can settle back at home and here in our studio at Headlam Hall. You two grab yourselves a nice cup of tea.
Thank you.
This is a history lesson followed by an interesting history question. And I want to talk to you about matches. Have you ever wondered what did we do as human beings before the invention of the match? We take it for granted. Fire, how did we create fire? Flint, literally the old-fashioned way, friction and wood. You'd have to keep a fire burning, either a lamp or a flame in a grate, before the invention of matches. And you can thank a man, Catherine, from near where you're from,
Really?
a man called John Walker from Stockton-on-Tees, who in 1826 invented the world's first match. He was a chemist, also known as a druggist. He's a druggist, a pharmacist from the early part of the 19th century. And he discovered this friction material that burst into flames by accident. He was playing around at home in front of his fireplace, mixing up these chemicals, and he discovered by accident that with friction and a certain chemical, he caused a burst of flame. So being very clever, what he did is he got bits of cardboard, initially dipped them into this substance, let it dry, and then created a match. Subsequently, he started using little slithers of stick, and because he had a chemist shop on Stockton High Street, you'll know the High Street,
Yes.
he sold these little boxes of matches, which he called Congreves, because at the time, the British Army had a great rocket, military rocket called the Congreve rocket, which of course exploded. And these little matches on sticks, fire lighters, he called Congreves. And he made them at home on an evening, sold them in his chemist shop for the equivalent of £7 in today's terms for 50 matches. That would make a very expensive box of matches today, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? And guess what? He sold them, for obvious reasons, like hot cakes. Everybody wanted these Congreves, these fire sticks. And all of John Walker's friends and family said to him, John, you must patent this idea. You're going to make a fortune. But John Walker said no. He was a single man. He owned his business. He had plenty of money. David, Colin, he was a bachelor with lots of cash. In other words, he was happy, right? Sorry, Catherine. He was happy. He was having a great time, and he said, I don't need the money, but the world needs instant access to matches. So John Walker said, whoever you are, wherever you live in the world, you can use this ingredient that I've discovered, invented, and make your own matches. So this is the explosion in the Industrial Revolution that's criticised an awful lot these days. When it comes to revolutions, the Industrial Revolution was a very good one. And someone like John Walker is a great example of someone from that period in our history who gave to the world instant fire, in other words, warmth, food, and survival. So can we give John Walker a round of applause? Thank you very much, John Walker. What a guy. What a guy. But here comes your interesting history question. It's antique related. And if you've watched any of the antique shows on BBC TV and stuff that I've worked on, you will remember that there are an awful lot of little objects that were made to contain matches. Little objects that were very important, obviously introduced after 1826, about this big, often in silver with a little lift-up lid and a striker underneath to light your match. My question to you in the studio, don't say it, and you at home, get your cards and your pens, is this. What do you call these little containers that hold matches? Put your answers down below. Let us know if you get this right. Colin, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Colin, we're going to go you first.
Is it a Lucifer or something?
A Lucifer, okay.
I don't
But
know.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Catherine? A Vesta case. Catherine wins the point. It's a Vesta.
I had to lose.
Ah.
In truth, I should really give you a point in a way. I'm not going to, because matchers, you were called congreves, they were also called lucifers
Yeah.
as well in the very early days. So you were on the right track, but yet a Vesta case, of course, named after the Vesta match, which was simply a company called Vesta that produced these little fire sticks. So well done. So point to Catherine, which means, my goodness me, we've got Catherine on 5 and we've got Colin on 5 points. It's a draw so far. Wonderful. Okay, right. Coming up, my favourite round, the final round. This is the David Elstop I'm an Antiques Expert round. And welcome back to the David Elstop very special round. Glamorous Assistant, what do we have? Wow, something very small. Tiny, tiny. David, what have you brought us? So, Glamorous Assistant is going to show you this object. If you can handle it nice and slowly so the viewers at home can get a good look at it as well. I'll film it.
Yeah.
Don't say a word when eventually she actually gets here. And then David will tell you all about it, and then he's going to ask you a question. So get ready for this. I think you're going to like this. Yeah, we don't have all day, just so you know. Thank you.
So it's because it's small.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so brilliant. Thank you very much. Nice and steady. Both have a look at. Don't say a word. I'm going to come and zoom in. Have a look at home. Let us know what you think.
So this is quite a rare Victorian florin. Dates to 1849, and it's a coin which caused a lot of controversy when it was minted. It doesn't have the Latin wording on it that the other coins do, so it doesn't have grace of God on it. And these were only struck in 1849. So if you look at other florins of that date, they'll have De Gratia on, which says for the grace of God. These ones don't.
David, why? Why didn't they?
No idea.
Okay, it's just one of those flunky anomalies.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how long they were made
They
without
were 1849.
just 1 year?
Yeah.
So they're pretty rare.
Yeah, they are very
Okay.
rare.
Do you know how many were made in total?
I don't.
But they are rare things. I've never seen one before.
No.
Have you seen maybe many?
I've got a coin collection for sale now, next sale, so I had the job to catalogue it, so I had to do a little bit of reading up, so that's how I know.
Okay, so they are very rare, these things, and coins are terribly collectible, aren't they?
And
Okay,
it's a nice condition.
okay. Are you two, is that enough information for you?
Yeah.
Because there's a question coming your way.
Oh.
Get ready for this. This is interesting, and a good top tip for those at home, in actual fact. Because before you give us the question, how much would a standard coin like that be worth?
Standard florin, 50, 60 pounds.
50, 60 pounds. I'm guessing I know what the question is. What is the question?
How much is it worth?
How much is it
Value.
worth? This is David Elstop.
Always a value.
Always a value. This is what he does. He gets figures, numbers
Yeah.
for people, so he knows all about numbers and figures. Right,
So it's called in the trade a godless florin.
a godless florin.
Godless florin.
Great bit of information. What is it worth? It's all to play for, by the way. Are you ready? Is that your £1,000, Colin?
450.
450. David Elstop.
Colin's closest.
Go on. What is it worth?
250.
£250. Give Colin a round of applause. Oh my goodness me, Colin is in all sorts of hot water when he gets home tonight. Okay, so at the final round, don't go away because I've got a question for you at home. We've got Colin on 6 and Catherine, but you've both done fantastically well. You're on 5. Well done. Give him another round of applause. Haven't they done well? Brilliant. And here's the final question for you at home if you want to win a history book, a romp with the Georgians. I talked about John Walker, one of the heroes from the Industrial Revolution. My question to you is this, and I'm going to give you a helping hand here. Colin and Catherine live in Middlesbrough. John Walker came from a town only a few miles away. Name that town. Put your answers down below and we'll be in touch and you may well be winning a book. You've been fantastic, haven't they? Thank you very much, everybody. Say goodbye. Bye.